What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another installment of the Hellcat rebuild. So today the plan is to get the car running and moving under its own power, and we need to make some stops before we do that. So we need to go get some distilled water. I need 2 gallons of distilled, and I also need 2 bolts to hold the heat exchanger for the supercharger up. So let's go do that. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, smash that subscribe button. It's over here at Walmart super early to get some distilled water for the Hellcat. So I had to come over the baby aisle to get distilled water because they're out, to pay an extra like 28 cents for a different, style bottle that says baby shit on it. I'm running out of spots to put stuff. I have a crew cab truck and I have all this stuff. I also got some coffees, not because I'm tired, but just because I like the taste. So let's get over to the shop and get this Hellcat running. We are now back at the junkyard and gonna be working on the Hellcat, getting this thing running and moving under its own power. And I have a ton of parts to put on this car today. But before I do that, this video is being sponsored by Mopar Online Parts. The prices that they offer are extremely low. So check them out. Link is in the description. You're not gonna be able to find prices this good at the dealership near you, and they ship around the country. So if you need any parts, they can ship them to you. Check them out, and they are also helping me with the build. So we are going to be putting a lot of parts on this car, and hopefully it's going to be running and moving under its own power by the end of this video. So I did offer an explanation why I had to buy a whole new body wiring harness for this video. So the thing about it, this is the whole body wiring harness. It was pretty pricey because I needed it. And it wasn't from the accident. It actually was an issue from the body shop. It was most likely an accident. I mean, they got this thing busted out really quick, and it would have been better if this didn't happen, but it did. So what happened, well, what I think happened was I had the harness laid out like this so it wouldn't get lit on fire, but you can definitely see it did get lit on fire. What happened, I think, was when they put it on backwards on their frame machine, this thing flopped back, because when I got it back, it was flopped over. I would be able to just wrap these wires in electrical tape, and it would be fine, but the CAN bus wire got smoked. And if you guys know anything about CAN bus, it's like an information highway back and forth. Each unit is sending stuff back and forth to each other. And I'm gonna be driving this thing around the country. I don't want to have any issues in the middle of nowhere or future issues altogether. So I ordered a new harness. It was pricey. Let's move on with that. The harness is bought. I need to put it in the car. I have to take a lot of stuff out to get the whole harness put in. It will be new, but that's how things go. So sometimes there's accidents. Sometimes you have to pay for them. But I got a new harness. It's going to be in the car today. And I also got a new carpet. So this thing had like some mold growing on it because there was like alcohol and drinks and stuff right there, and they kind of leaked and it grew like some weird mold. I don't want to have to deal with smelling that. I could clean the carpet with my Bissell, but obviously it's it has 1,200 miles. I don't want to have to deal with any weird smells, anything like that. So I did end up getting a new carpet as well. So it was pretty pricey, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't horrible. I mean, you would pay half of what I paid for this carpet if you went to, let's say, U-Pull and got a carpet. So I got a brand new rear carpet. So this is 100% clean. I don't have to worry about anything with the carpet. I also got new front crash sensors. I got the serpentine belt pulley that I was missing. I got a new fuel line because the old one came apart when I pulled it off. And I also got a new coil pack. Then I did get the dust covers for those pulleys that I said before. Been working on the Hellcat for a while, and she is looking more and more like a car every minute. So I have the whole front on, other than the ducts in the bumper and the fenders and the hood, but everything else is put together. I still need to put the supercharger cooler on, but the riv nuts I ordered were the incorrect ones. They were the one size smaller, so I need to still order those other ones of those. But other than that, I fixed the ground wire on the supercharger cooler pump. It kind of got nicked from the wreck, so I just soldered it, heat shrinked it, and it will be ready to go. Shouldn't have any issues with that. But man, look at this engine bay. She's just coming together. Everything is just coming together. The intake, I really am glad that I got the newer style intake, and it's just so much nicer. I also need to order the little tube that goes in between the intake and the light, but that's not a big deal. The cooling system for the engine is all sealed up, so I'm going to put coolant in it in a minute. The serpentine belt and all that stuff has been finished. It's all put together, so that's all good to go. And yeah, this car is coming together. I haven't done anything to the interior yet. I was gonna do that after I go home for dinner. Then I'll come back and do the interior wiring. I need to plug the interior harness back in, make sure none of those wires touch each other or arc, because I need to move the driver's seat forward so I can get the back bolts out, pull the seat out. Once the seat's out, I can remove the rear carpet, I can remove the seat, I can remove the back seats, and get this whole wiring harness, this new wiring harness that I ordered underneath that stuff, put in the car, put all the interior back in, get it 100% hopefully tonight with the interior and everything. And then once the interior is done, then this thing's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's so close to driving it. The one thing I should have ordered was another one of these tubes. I didn't think that one was bent until I tried to stick it up in here. I almost am to the point where I might just bend it back. It's just a little bit tweaked in like that. and it doesn't look like it has any stress issues or anything. Just the brackets look like they need to be bent. So I may just end up rebending that back to the right position. It's just aluminum tubing, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. AC system's all hooked up. The tranny cooler's all hooked up. I mean, everything except for the supercharger chiller cooler system is, that's the only thing that's not hooked up on this thing. And the brakes aren't bled. But other than that, this thing is so close to being able to drive, and I'm getting excited. So I'm gonna go home for dinner after I fill this cooling system up. And after that, we're gonna be back getting this interior wiring harness buttoned up, done, the airbag's all done, everything done inside so I can put the interior back together. So the interior is 100% done, and that'll be one step closer to being able to drive this. So let's bust out the cooling system, go home and eat with Grandma, get them back, get this Hellcat done. Hell yeah, boys. Got the engine bay pretty much all the way buttoned up except for the supercharger chiller, and I pulled the Demon / Redeye vacuum line, evap line out, and I need to find a different one. The Hellcat one is quite a bit smaller, but it is just a push fitting, so I should be able to find something with a larger shank so it fits in there kind of like factory and then just clips into the stock Hellcat hose. So that will be better than putting a Redeye or Demon valve cover on this side and then running all the other stuff, since I didn't have the wiring for it anyway. Really wasn't gonna work, but I did want a really nice ram air intake. Like I said before, I am using the Redeye hood, and I'm using all the ram air stuff to make it just like factory, because it actually forces a lot more air into the intake than the Hellcat intake and the Demon hood. I didn't like the look of the hood, but I really like the look of the Redeye hood, and since it is a wide body anyway, it would fit the car. So this is a really nice upgrade. I just need to get a different fitting for that, and everything should work fine with that. I am going to end the Hellcat video right here. The interior is really, really close. The body wiring harness, the whole thing is just a monster. Putting that thing, replacing the body wiring harness is the biggest nightmare I've ever experienced. It's not that bad, but it is, there's just wires going everywhere. I'm going to have to drop the headliner in the next video, but it is extremely close. I have the new curtain airbag, all the airbags are in, the modules are in, the whole front is all together, other than, you know, like I've been saying, the bumper and stuff like that. But I do have coolant in there. You can see coolant. I was gonna do a start in this video, but the electronics, the harness isn't all the way in, so I'll have to finish that up in the next video. I did get the rear carpet in here. I did get the center console in here. It looks so clean. I mean, it should. It only has 1,200 miles on it, but the car is coming together so nicely, and I am just really enjoying how it's turning out, and everything is just spot on. So without the setbacks I had and everything, this project has gone decently smoothly, I guess you could say, somewhat smoothly. But yeah, just the whole parts thing just escalated and kept escalating because they kept losing the stuff and bringing it damaged and stuff like that. So we have been working with what we have. So the car is looking more and more like a car every day now, and especially every video, because I do get a lot of stuff done in each video. But yeah, this thing, night and day difference from what it was when I got it. I'm not even sure how long ago it was that I got it. It should have been a lot shorter build, but you know, besides that, it has a huge transformation has happened to it. So I mean, everything is in here, everything is tight, ready to go. I mean, if the wiring harness was in here, I could fire her up. But I also replaced the seat belts, so the seat belts are good to go. The only thing I really have to do, so the wiring harness is all the way, the new harness is done all the way up to the back seats, and this whole side is done. The passenger side though has the wires. I have to run them for the sunroof. That's why I have to drop the headliner, and then I have to run the rear fuse box into the back of the car, which shouldn't be too much longer. I mean, I just have been painstakingly working on that harness, just routing it. It's actually really nice how they have it laid out, but there's just so much connected to it. Stuff comes outside the car there's like a fuel sensor. I'm not sure if it's like a flex fuel sensor or not, but there's like a fuel sensor right behind this fender well, behind that wheel and shock, or the strut. So there's stuff running everywhere. So I've been saying this, I should be able to, hopefully I was shooting for like Friday to do the alignment, but now it's looking more like Monday. So Monday, I also will probably have them charge the AC in it. I could do it, but I'd rather just, you know, it's gonna be there. They're gonna be doing stuff to it. It's all new stuff, so it's not gonna be a big deal. They could charge the AC. They could, you know, do the key and some other stuff. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have them do, but we'll see what happens with the alignment and everything and how it goes, and hopefully we're good to go after that. And after that, I should be able to drive it. And after I could drive it, I mean, people were asking if I'm gonna drive it like this. I'll probably drive it around a little bit just to get a feel for it like this. I'm not too worried about not having fenders and hood and front bumper. VR4, I drive some stuff around Haggard, but the truck, I drove it around. But this thing is gonna be a monster. So let's end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click that subscribe button, throw a comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and as always, see you guys tomorrow.